What's up, everybody? Once again, my name is Matt, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes. In the last episode, we finished off the ruins section of the drablands, and in this episode, well, before we go on to the very last section, what do you say we go into Daily Riches and, well, I was gonna say try our luck, but considering that there's only one more chest left, no matter what we do, we're getting the grand prize, so let's just open this up, and bam, there we go! We got the tiny snowflake, so that's what it looks like, you know, when you get the grand prize. So I finally showed that off after, like, what was it, 8 episodes or something like that? I don't even know. It was kind of ridiculous, so hopefully you guys have better luck at that minigame than I do. That being said, let's go right back to the drablands. Oh, Link! I'm glad to see you safe and sound. What's up, Combsley? How you been, my man? Your fight against the witch is not over yet. Your duty's about to get even more dangerous, boy. Don't forget your fashion essentials and hope that your stitching holds. Plus, I'm counting on you with those bonus challenges too, you know. Man, Sir Combsley, I always think you're gonna have like something more important to say, but you never do, so I'm not even sure why I still continue to talk to you. That being said, yeah, let's head right back out into the drablands. Now, I do want to address a concern a couple of you guys have been having in the comments, and that's about the costumes. Now, I did say at the start of this LP that, I did want to show off as many costumes as I could, but I also said the likelihood of doing that during, like, the main LP is pretty slim just because of, you know, how grinding for materials and creating costumes actually works. So, I do still want to showcase all of the costumes. However, since that probably won't happen during the main LP, what I'm going to do is after we finish the main story and the main quest, I'll probably upload a couple of bonus videos showcasing the remaining costumes that we have yet to create, and I'll show off their like unique abilities and so on and so forth. So I think that'll be a good way to show that off for those of you who are interested. That being said, let's start with the floating gardens, and ooh, this place looks very, very cool looking already. I kinda like it. Looks like we got some wind though, and of course everything is surrounded by a bottomless pit, so that's just great. And honestly, endless pits are like one of the most dangerous things in this game because, well, when you fall down, when you lose a full heart of damage, pretty much actually everything in this game takes a full heart now that I think about it, so that's probably one of the reasons why this game is so hard in like single player and even in multiplayer, since, yeah, I mean, nothing takes like a quarter heart or a half heart of damage. It's just like one full heart and that's it. So you have to be very, very careful and conservative with your HP. And there we go, got the shields away from those guys pretty quickly, although they're still going to be fairly obnoxious to get rid of, it seems. Gosh dang it. Alright, come on, can I just do a spin attack? There we go. The only reason I even want to do spin attacks is because, it does do, like, more damage than the normal sword swing, and since I don't have the sword suit, who knows how long these guys will actually take to kill. Thankfully, it doesn't appear that they can come down here, so I can sort of just, like, sit over here, wait for them to turn around and stun them in the back, and that seems to be working fairly well thus far, and gosh dang it, there we go. Actually, I should try to like push this guy off, and yeah, there we go, that works. Can I do the same to you, sir? Come on, no, don't you notice me. Get off the cliff, go away. Oh crap, I'm out of stamina. Well, that really didn't work, now did it? Now there's also this like here I gotta worry about. Alright man, just get out of here. No one likes likes. Just die already, will ya? Thank you. Oh, that is perfect. Stay there, and so long, my friend. Ha, take that. Anyways, I was reading the comments on, like, the last video, and a lot of you guys really liked my ridiculously long, crazy high school stories, so I decided to try and think of a couple other ones, because I do have a lot of high school stories. It's just, you know, a matter of actually remembering them, since, like I said, I really sort of just repressed all my memories from high school since they're not really too important. But since you guys did like my stories, I tried to think of a couple of them. And I got a couple of them regarding playing dodgeball, because we used to do that a lot in high school. Also, that was pretty dumb. So you know what? I think what I need to do here is actually drop the bomb first and then use a hook shot to get over to the side. Anyways, though, back to my story before I forget. So, like I was saying, we played dodgeball a lot in the gymnasium during high school. It was like one of our favorite things to do. So, one time during a free period, we went back to the gymnasium. There was no one in there, but they left the dodgeball equipment out, so we were playing dodgeball. And, this was about in my, I think, second to last year of high school. And this was about when I started not liking school as much as I previously did. And I think a good reason for that is because we got this crazy vice principal. Like, I mean, this dude was absolutely insane. The problem is, none of us realized that until like a few months after he got the job. Like, the teaching staff, the principal, the student body, like, we all thought it was pretty cool for a couple of months, and then, I don't know what happened, he literally just went insane or something. I remember one day he came into, like, one of the classes that I was in, and started going through, like, everyone's backpack and stuff, like, looking for something. I have no idea what he was looking for. He wouldn't tell us. He was just like, I need to go through everyone's bags, and we're like, dude, you can't actually do that, but, you know, we were all just high school students, so, like, what were we gonna do to actually stop him? And at that point, we sort of realized he was, like, going insane or whatever. But, back to the main story. So, yeah, there's a lot of reasons why we thought he was crazy. And maybe I'll talk about that in, like, another episode. But, we're playing dodgeball in the gymnasium during a free period. And, the vice principal comes in. At first, we thought we were gonna get in trouble because I guess, like, technically we weren't supposed to be there. And we probably weren't supposed to be using the dodgeball equipment. But I guess we caught him on a good day because he actually wanted to join in on our game. Now, this was probably a mistake on his part, but I'm not saying, like, we're completely innocent in this either, because at this point, we all kind of hated the vice principal, and as soon as he agreed to play dodgeball with us, we all kind of looked at each other, and, like, we just gave each other that look of, like, oh yeah, this is going down. So, he gets on one side of the gymnasium, we're on the other side, and, we just grab the dodgeballs and start pelting him, like, non-stop. It was pretty gruesome and violent, honestly. Like, I feel kind of bad about it now, but, like, knowing how crazy and insane he was, like, he was not a nice person either, so, I mean, I kind of feel bad, but at the same time, I don't really feel that bad. But it did get a little bit out of hand, because at one point, like, someone threw a dodgeball so hard that it, like, knocked him over and he hit his head, and at that point we all sort of, like, realized, like, oh crap, we might be taking this too far. Thankfully, though, like, he wasn't mad about it because I guess, you know, he agreed to play with us, so he sort of signed up for it, but at that point he sort of, like, got up and left, and I do remember seeing him, like, for the next couple of days with a pretty large bump on his head, so it was kind of funny, but, still, maybe got a little bit out of hand there. Another time we were playing dodgeball, though, and, over one of the doors in the gymnasium, there was, like, this, wooden plaque. I think it had, like, the school motto or something like that on it. It was pretty important, I guess, to the school, but, we're playing dodgeball, and this was 100% my fault, by the way. I kicked one of the dodgeballs, like, as hard as I could at one of my friends. Also, kind of a dumb thing to do. Probably shouldn't kick dodgeballs at your friend, but you know what? I was a stupid kid. I did a lot of stupid things, so we'll just chalk that up to that. So I kicked this dodgeball as hard as I could. It bounces off the top of my friend's head, and it hits that school plaque, like, directly in it. And I guess I hit it so hard that it knocked it off whatever was holding it to the wall, and it just fell to the floor. You heard this really loud crash, and it, like, broke in half. So I'm standing there with my friends, and we're like, oh crap, we're in trouble. And it was so loud too. Like, one of the teachers from the other classroom, like, came in, saw that the plaque was, like, broken or whatever, and she didn't know what to do. So she literally just, like, told us to scatter apart, sit down, and remain quiet until the vice principal came back, because I guess he was out somewhere doing something. So we all, like, went to different areas in the gymnasium, sat down, and remained silent. She left the room after a couple of minutes, and as soon as she left, we all came back together as a group, and we're like, alright, we know the vice principal is insane. We're probably going to get in huge trouble for this. What can we do to, like, negate the amount of trouble that we're going to get into? Let's come up with some weird story or something like that. So, ultimately, what we ended up doing was kind of telling the truth. Like, I basically volunteered. I'm like, alright guys, I'll take a majority of the blame because I should be fine if I get in a lot of trouble anyways. Like, I'm not that close to getting expelled because, like I said, a lot of us were kind of close to getting expelled since we got in trouble for a lot of dumb things. But I think at this point, like, I was the least closest to getting expelled. So it's like, I was the one who kicked the ball anyways. I'll take a majority of the blame, and you guys can hopefully not get in too much trouble. You know, trying to play like the hero card or something like that, even though it was entirely my fault. So we were all like, alright, here's what we'll do. We'll just tell him that I kicked the ball, it bounced off of your head and hit the sign, because that's pretty much what happened. Like, obviously, we weren't going to tell him that we probably weren't supposed to be in there to begin with, because no one knew that at the time, so whatever, not a big deal. So the vice principal comes back, he sees the broken sign, he's like, what did you guys even do? And he calls us like one by one into his office, and we have to explain this story. Now, we rehearsed this already, so we were like on point. We like knew exactly what to say, what questions to expect, so we were good. He calls us all in, we tell our story, calls me back in. He's like, alright, so from what everyone said, you were the one who kicked the ball, you know, it bounced off of what's-her-face's head, hit the sign, and it broke. He's like, I can't really punish you for something that was pretty much an accident, so here's the deal. You and the people involved are going to have to get together one day during a free period, go to the woodshop class or whatever, and just fix the sign. And we were like, heck yeah, man, let's do that. That sounds fine. Like, that was probably the best outcome for that situation for us, because none of us actually got in trouble. The only thing that happened was, instead of like having an extra study hall, we had to go to woodshop class and put together a broken sign with like some Bondo or whatever. It was like the easiest thing in the world, and we actually all liked the woodshop teacher. Not all of us took woodshop, but the teacher was really cool. I think like all woodshop teachers are pretty cool guys, just because, I don't know, every woodshop teacher that I've ever known has always been like some really cool, down-to-earth teacher, and they just want to like make stuff, so I don't know, they're always cool guys. But yeah, just like one class period, like a week later, we all went to the classroom. Took like, I don't know, 20 to 30 minutes for us to Bondo the thing back together. Then we had to like wait for it to dry, and that was the end of that. Like, I was so surprised none of us actually got in trouble at all. It was crazy, because that was something that like we honestly thought we might get expelled, or at least like suspended for a little bit amount of time, just because it was like school property. Like, it was this huge sign, and we were like, oh crap, we broke this. But yeah, I guess we caught the vice principal on a good day, because he wasn't insane and decided to at least, you know, give us a break on that one thing. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, towards the end of the year, he really didn't like us as much as we really didn't like him, so it kind of evened out. There was one time we actually locked him out of his office, and he was freaking out too, because at the time, it was towards like the end of the school year, and on his computer was the master file with everybody's report card on it. So we actually could have changed our grades, but the problem was, well, for one, like, we already got pretty good grades anyways, and two, he was right outside the door, so none of us really had the balls to do it. But yeah, it was pretty funny. He was freaking out. We sort of let him back in though before he got really mad, that way we didn't get in trouble. Anyways, though, it looks like we got some treasure chests over here, so oh my gosh, that was the dumbest thing ever. Why did I just do that? I can't believe I just did that. I was like, oh yeah, I'll just put the other two links here, I'll go grab the treasure chest, and then I'll come and step on the Triforce. And then everyone's on the Triforce, so the stage ends. I cannot believe I just actually did that. That is like the dumbest thing I have ever done in this game thus far. Holy crap. Wow. Well, I mean, more than likely, all that chest had was rupees, so I probably missed out on, like, maybe a maximum of 200 rupees if each of them had, like, a silver rupee, so not that big of a deal, but I cannot believe I just did that. Well, I'm not going to be able to top that, so you know what, I think I'm going to end this episode off here, so if you guys enjoy this part, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, consider subscribing, but once again, guys, my name is Matt, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.